Okay. Next topic is for uncertainties, simple and compound lottery. Okay. First of all, it is very important topic, particularly in case of the uncertainty. And because in uncertainty, normally it is not necessary कि always you will have a very simple choice. Simple choice means कि whenever we toss or flip a fair coin, first of all you have to be understand about what is the meaning of the fair coin or the fair die, because whenever we talk about the probability, so one concept is sample space. Sample space is possible outcomes, all the possible outcomes, it is called the sample space. Clear? All the possible outcomes, all possible outcomes, it is called sample space. Sample space. Okay. And in case of to flip a coin, flip a coin, uh, flip a coin or toss a coin. So what is the possible sample space? Sample space will be head and tail. Okay. If it is a fair coin, okay. In case of fair coin, fair coin. So what does it means? Outcomes will be yani the 50% chance for head and 50% chance for tail. Clear? Okay. So this event is called equally likely event. This event is called equally likely event. Right? Equal chance for both outcomes. So whenever you have an equal chance for both outcomes, so means ke we can say that ke a lottery is very simple lottery. Clear? A lottery is simple lottery. Clear? So means ke we can say that a lottery is one stage process or involve one stage process. It is called simple lottery. For example, for example, what in case of head had outcomes is $100. What is the probability of had? Probability of had is 50%. Am I right? And in case of tail, let's say outcome is 0. Okay, right? The outcome is 0. So either you have to decide lottery 1, clear? Or in case of lottery 1, that is one stage process, which is called the simple lottery. So 50% chance to get $100 in case of head, and the 50% chance to get $0 in case of tail. So, but there are some possibility, it is not necessary. That is very simple example. But in the real world, it is not the easiest way to understand कि you always have a equal chance for your all possible outcomes. Clear? Right? So there is a risk, and that risk is maybe uh, distribute with respect to the possible assigned value of probabilities for your outcomes. Clear? And what the risk, that is called dispersion. So individual wants to minimize that value of dispersion. Clear? So if your lottery particularly involve itself in different form of lottery, that is called two-stage lottery or three-stage lottery. So means कि यानी your one lottery is the part of your another form of lottery, clear itself, or you play the another lottery on the basis of your previous level of lottery. So that is called the compound lottery, clear. Or there are possibility of some variability in assigned probabilities as well, clear. So in short, I can write here. Okay, for example, tail in case of coin 50% and 50%. But if it is a compound lottery, clear? So there is the possibility, let's say 60% and 40% clear of head or tail or any kind of outcomes, there is possibility. there is possibility of any kind of outcomes. Yes. So how I can write, okay, for example, let's say कि in case of, you can write this one, okay, if in the compound lottery is that, okay, L1 lottery 1, lottery 1, L2 is lottery 2, so you can write as, okay, and both belongs to L1, L2, both belongs to lottery space Z. Clear? So I can write this one, K alpha L1 plus 1 minus alpha L2. This is kind of the compound lottery. Compound lottery. Okay. And alpha belongs to 0 and 1. This is open interval. This is open interval. Open interval. Right? This is kind of the open interval. Okay, when we have a closed interval to remember is, this is the sign for closed interval. Closed interval. Okay, when we use square bracket.
So a closed interval will be at a number. It's not open.
No, closed interval means these are the numbers. Clear? Or and now here we use open interval. Open interval means why I am saying they go one word, that in case of the convex combination. In convex combinations, normally we use a closed interval. Why we use a closed interval means that these are the two boundary points. Clear? What are the two boundary points? Means that the value of alpha is either 0 or it may be the 1. Clear? When I say it is a open interval, so the value of alpha will not be a 0 and 1, it lies between 0 and 1. Clear? And in case of the compound lottery, so it means that there is the probability for to assign this lottery 1, as well as there is the probability which assigns for lottery 2. It is not possible that you assign the probability 0 for lottery 1 or the probability 0 for lottery 2, because if you assign the 0 probability, so you never play that lottery as well. सही है. So that's why I'm saying it is the kind of the open interval. ये बुक में नहीं मिलेगा, ये ज्ञान है बेटा ये. ठीक है. तो दिस इज काइंड ऑफ द ओपन इंटरवल. तो कन्वेक्स कॉम्बिनेशन में यू विल फाइंड दिस notations. Technically that should be, क्योंकि where you assign the either the, if you are not consuming x1 vector, so you will have a 0, or you are consuming another vectors, there will be the 1. Clear? So in that conditions you will have the square brackets. So that is the mathematical notations to define the open and the closed interval. Clear? So अब now क्योंकि we are involved in two stage lottery, that is kind of the compound lottery. यानी lottery itself a combination of two lotteries. which assign different probabilities values between 0 and 1. That is clear. So now move forward. Okay. So compound lottery. Process. Okay, a compound lottery is involved in two-stage process. P and Q P and Q belongs to lottery space Z, and the first number one process, and how you can write first of all alpha Q, sorry, alpha P, and this is 1 minus Q, sorry, 1 minus alpha Q. It is the compound lottery. Compound lottery. Okay. Now what I'm using this sign here. This is not simple mathematical additions. Why? Because P and Q, these are two lottery vectors, the two vector choice vectors. Sorry, and this is the linear and the convex combination of these two choice vectors, and that's why to add these choice realized values of the lottery, we use a positive sign. This kind of the not simple additions. So these are the addition of two vectors, lotteries, the vector of two lotteries that belongs to LZ. So it is not kind of the 2 and 3, just simple. Clear? Because we are, I told you that Q itself are some vectors, let's say P1, P2, and Pn, clear? And similarly, Q itself a vector that is Q1 and Q2 and so on Qn. So distinguish normal additions with this complex addition. Just in the book we use this kind of the notations. Clear? To add two vector elements. Okay, so now for example, number ones. First of all, first stage is the P and Q are realize. What does it means? Realize means that you have decided to select these lotteries. Clear? One important thing is that it is not a random selection, it is a realization. There is the technical difference. What does it mean? Realization means that decision maker select two choice of lotteries on the rationally on the basis of their computational skills. That's why I'm saying that it is a realization of two lotteries Q and P. It is not the random selection. Recall, you whenever you play a lottery, in case of, for example, if you want to invest in stock market, so that is your realization. It is not the random selection. कि randomly you are selecting कि now कि भाई I am buying the share of PSO, I am buying the share of PPL and something else. You assign, first of all, you realize, compute their expected probabilities, and then you assign some expected utility from that payoff after getting a certain dividend or profit from these shares. So that is technically a realization, not the random selection of these two choice variables. Clear? So that's why I'm saying कि P and Q are realized or select on the basis of your computational skills. Clear? Or or select rationally. Clear? Or select rationally.
Sir, we can say selected rationally so that some positive payoff या outcome.
Means कि you have realized कि भाई now you can assign the expected कि payoff with these shares in the market कि now I assign कि what this is the assigned probability कि there is the chance of 70% कि the share price of PPL go up or go down. So that is your realization actually, and you are taking decision rationally. Clear, बिल्कुल. So there is a technical difference between the random selection and realization. So now P and Q are realized or the select rationally. So once we realize which lottery is selected, once we realize which lottery is selected or realize or realize or realize. Suppose it is P. Suppose it is P. Suppose it is P and Z is outcome and Z is outcomes with associated probability P. So once we realize which lottery is selected or realize, suppose it is P and Z is outcome with associated probability P. So in stage 1, so that is called stage 1. It is called stage 1. So in stage 2, so It means these are the values P1, P2, Pn, Q1, Q2, Qn, and so on. Clear? And stage 2, in stage 2, add these lotteries, add these lotteries P and Q, P and Q. So that is alpha P plus 1 minus alpha Q. So how you can add these lotteries? Okay, look at this one. Alpha P equal to alpha P1 plus alpha P2 and so on plus alpha Pn. And similarly, alpha Q equals to, sorry, 1 minus alpha, right? So 1 minus alpha Q1 plus 1 minus alpha Q2 and so on plus 1 minus alpha Qn. So now alpha P plus 1 minus alpha Q equal to, add these combination with their components. So that is your alpha P1 plus 1 minus alpha Q1 and plus alpha P2 plus 1 minus alpha Q2 and so on, and this is your alpha Pn plus 1 minus alpha Qn. Okay, so what was your property of lottery? That was equivalent standardization, component of equivalent standardization. We discuss one important property, that there is a certain level of probability which give at least good as the outcome which is equal to or greater than lower value of outcomes. ठीक है? Or there is at most less than, at most or less than or equal to the upper value of outcomes. Clear? So there is equivalent standard, sorry, equivalent component standardization. that was the property of our lottery which we have discussed. If you recall it, that we write in this way, y is equivalent, that is greater than equal to yl, and which is less than equal to yu. If you recall it, there is a probability which gives the same kind of the payoff, that is at least at least equal to yl, or at most equal to yu. Clear? So it means now we can conclude that compound lottery, it's actually reduced to a simple form of lottery. Okay? So the compound lottery, it's reduced, it's towards a simple form of lottery. So now I can write here compound lottery is reduced to a simple lottery because there is balance standardization, सही है ना, standardization to get outcome at certain level of at some value of probability, means same value of outcome which we have at simple lottery. Which we have at simple lottery. Clear? अब देखो, now why we discuss linear and convex combination. If we didn't discuss previously, then we cannot understand what we are doing here. Clear? So that's why that was important. First of all, you have to be clear about the concept of the convex combinations there. And similarly, a second important thing is that we will have some numerical example, okay, related to the simple and the compound lottery. Okay, how you will reduce towards a simple lottery if you play a compound lottery. Clear? If you play a compound lottery or you realize to select a compound lottery, so how you can reduce till your simple form of the lottery. So we will discuss with numerical example in coming class. सही है? So I think it is enough. और उसके बाद फिर then we will move towards the further detail of uncertainty. तो I think we will have almost 10 lectures for uncertainty, and there is some important research article which I have selected, or then we will discuss in class how they will yani discuss the concept of the uncertainty or lottery in these articles. Some of are published in different reputable journals. एक इकोनोमेट्रिका में पब्लिश हुआ हुआ है, पुराना आर्टिकल है. और एट द टाइम ऑफ गेम थ्योरी वी विल सेलेक्ट सम इम्पॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स रिलेटेड टू द गेम थ्योरी एज वेल. वो भी सेलेक्ट करेंगे. पहले हम तमाम थ्योरेटिकल एस्पेक्ट डिस्कस करेंगे, देन फिर हम कुछ आर्टिकल्स यहाँ क्लास के अंदर कि दैट वाज द ऑब्जेक्टिव और ये इसके वेरिएबल्स थे, इसको किया था. बाद में अगर तुम्हें कुछ करना हो तुम कर लेना, बाल वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे. तो उसमें थोड़ा सा इफेक्टिव हो जाएगा. और बाकी जो गिफ्ट आपकी तरफ आप लोगों के पास है वो आपने खुद करना है कि कंज्यूमर थ्योरी एंड समथिंग एल्स, वो सारा यू हैव टू कवर योरसेल्फ दीज एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ कंज्यूमर थ्योरी इन डिटेल्स. जैसे हम ये कर रहे हैं, इन द सेम काइंड ऑफ द डिटेल यू हैव टू कवर.
सर मतलब कंज्यूमर थियरी मतलब ये ना डिफरेंट गुड्स, नॉर्मल गुड्स, ये
हाँ
सारे
नहीं,
ना.
लेकिन उसको शक्ल उठाकर देखो उसकी मैस्कुलिन की, वहां से पढ़ना वो थोड़ी सी भयानक है.
जैसे आप कोर्स आउटलाइन.
हाँ, अभी सिर्फ कोर्स आउटलाइन शेयर कर दूंगा, पहले इसकी मैं बना कर दूंगा, ठीक है. क्योंकि ये फर्स्ट टाइम, मैं खुद अभी फर्स्ट टाइम इसको इतना डिटेल से डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ. ये आपका अनसर्टेनिटी तो ये कवर हो जाए, तो उसके बाद गेम थ्योरी की मैंने बनाई हुई है, वो मैं डिस्कस कर लूँगा. वो तो सारा मेरा बना हुआ है उसका, और कुछ वीडियोस भी मैंने उस पर अपलोड की हुई हैं. वो मैं शेयर कर दूँगा उसके जो प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स हैं. लेकिन अब कंज्यूमर साइड से वी विल डिस्कस रिवील्ड प्रेफरेंसेस, वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे डिटेल में. वो क्योंकि देखो वो टॉपिक डिस्कस करेंगे जो आप लोगों ने ढंग से इससे पहले पढ़े हुए भी नहीं होंगे, तो पढ़ा हुआ वो भी नहीं होगा ढंग से जो कंज्यूमर थ्योरी वाला है. ठीक है, लेकिन बहरहाल वो तुम लोग खुद कर लेना, ये कर लो, ये कोई भी नहीं कराएगा.
सर तो इवैल्यूएशन तो बता दें कैसे करेंगे.
हाँ, वो तुम लोग मुझे बता देना जिस तरह तुम लोगों ने पास होना है. मेरा काम पढ़ाना है. देखो असाइनमेंट तुम लोगों ने, बहरहाल चले अभी इसको ऑफ करते हैं, फिर अभी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं डिटेल में, ठीक है.